by storm. And now Heroic are one map away from being eliminated. Can they hold on and take us to the decider? Your guess is as good as mine. Are we ready, boys?
I'm ready. I just want to get this game started, so let's go. Fly it in, baby. It's NUKE. Let's get this game going. Heroic, as you say, one map away from elimination. They need to fight harder now than maybe they've ever fought before. And this ramp rush is ugly out of the gate. It's Yuri, Vinny, and R all lighting up the scoreboard. And while a bunch of players are low, that doesn't matter when the round is already in your pocket. FURIA with a dominant start to find that pistol.
Red, right? Like, that's so well read for FURIA. Just triple ramp out of the pistol, out of the gate. Players are jumping backwards, hopping, and failing. This test is caught mid-air. Yeah, like something that Naf said yesterday in the post-game interview after NUKE was that he was very aware that Heroic, they like to do these top site hits. We're going to see a lot of them, or at least we did see a lot of them against Liquid, who eventually, you know, while fell a few times, eventually had the answers for it. And so maybe we'll get some more of that today. And the question is, are FURIA ready? Are FURIA ready for it? Are they going to be set up for that? How are the orbs going to play? Heroic's outside control and their smokes are really, really good. So exciting stuff.
Unfortunately, we have had a PC crash. So it's fine. It's going to be coming back very, very soon. Don't worry. I wanted to talk to you boys about the first half of Mirage, though, because it felt like FURIA, they were making quite a lot of mistakes. Heroic were capitalizing on those. And then FURIA managed to actually turn things around. So maybe that first half wouldn't have been as close if FURIA hadn't missed those initial smokes.
Yeah, you know, there was like 2 or 3 examples of that. And I do think, like, you know, when you're playing at this level, unacceptable maybe being a bit of a harsh word there. You know, it happens to the best of us. But it's not mistakes that we're used to seeing FURIA make. And I will say, that happened kind of earlier on. Now that they've hit the ground running, they pick up that map. We definitely saw the confidence kind of getting emblazoned a bit for this side of FURIA. I don't think we're going to see that a hell of a lot more, right? I think if you're Heroic, you had a bit of a rusty start from FURIA in that aspect, and that was your time to capitalize. Well, you've missed that time now, and so you've got to play versus a FURIA that's feeling very, very confident. So if anything, I think it's maybe more of a worrying sign for Heroic at this point in time. Now here, they've only got Glocks, right? We all know what the Glock is, and we all kind of hate it. So what are they going to be able to do with them? Probably nothing, if I had to spoil it all for you. Whoa. But I'd love to be proven... Actually, I wouldn't love to be proven wrong. That would go against all the laws of Counter-Strike. Going outside with the Glocks. Certainly ballsy. Certainly ballsy. And, yeah, that's why. Right? They say art's down to interpretation, but that round... shooting his teammate, having a great time, isn't he? Having a whale of a time. FURIA 2-0 up. And so now we get this, now we get the investment back in for Heroic. And this is where I think if you are the Danes, which, you know, only 5 people are in the server right now, but they do have a whole country behind them. If you are the Danes in this situation, you need to make an impression early on, right? I think you need to get off to a good start here. You can't let FURIA build upon this confidence. Also, you don't want to be down in the dumps yourself, right? Throughout every game you've played, you've always had these leads that have been taken away from you. Now's the time to show up. Now's the time to run it back. Take us to a third. And this first rifle would be a step in the right direction.
Yeah, there definitely were some nice T rounds for Heroic on this map yesterday. So, you know, while FURIA, I'm sure, are somewhat expectant of what's going to be coming. We saw that much in the pistol. Heroic have got the depth on their map pick. Fake drop for Testis. Will that bait a spray or anything for that matter? It's a double lower play for FURIA. They've lost all this room, and so they've patched up that B bomb site. They might be right in doing so. It could still be this heaven wrap. Vinny's watching for it. Testis climbing up. You have to jump there, and unfortunately for him, Vinny gets the spot. Art kills Cadian. Yard, meanwhile, trying to cross secret. It was going to be that B play, but losing Cadian and getting heaven has traded Heroic's positions back from the ramp to the lobby. FURIA are gambling, but that's a great rotate from Art. What a move. He's come back up the vent. However, he could feed the beast here, and NUKE walking into the door. If he stepped back on A, it might have been FURIA stacked up and ready to play, but instead it's 2 more picks for Heroic. Yuri running in through the lobby. There are some low players. There's a chance to do some damage here and maybe win a round. It'd have to be something unbelievable from Yuri, considering Henny is still saving down at B with the AWP. He wants nothing to do with this. And Yuri might not find a whole lot. The only question for Heroic is Hut, and you can see they've got 2 eyes on it. They know they haven't cleared this spot. Borup getting cleared. He was low anyway. NUKE more health to play with, and Yuri does take him down. Henny now going to be considering coming back up, but Yuri tries to escape, and he can't do so. So Stan with the exit saves the round for Heroic. Talking of saves, that's exactly what Henny's onto as well. No kit, so he's not going to be sneaking up this vent for a defuse.
And there we go, right? That nice early statement made. And it's more than just a statement made as well. It's a bit of a bank statement almost, right? Because like the FURIA money now is they reinvest across this one. They pour everything they've got into it. And so they're now teetering on the edge of having their money broken right away. Now that would be the ideal start for Heroic. If there ever was a way for them to get to that third, it kind of relies on putting FURIA in a bit of a rough spot. You know, this is a team that loves to run double AWPs whenever they can, you know, spreading them between Art and Henny. And they've actually gone for that kind of investment right here, right now. And so if you're able to keep ahead in terms of the money, you constantly impede that ability for the AWPs to come out.
I really like that call from Heroic and Cadian in that round as well, because they're planning for 2 contingencies. They've got Cadian crossing secret while Tessus goes heaven, and then they take ramp. Well, what that means is, you know, they can easily split B with Cadian coming in on the late lurk, and Tessus can kill rotations. But then, as we see, Cadian dies, and so they have an easy way to fall back into that A site, and Tessus coming in through heaven is the split that wins them the round. So yeah, planning to attack both sites and just seeing where the kills come through for Heroic. 2-1, double AWP, none for Heroic. Fast nades outside the smokes bloom. The HE hits, but Henny can't stop him getting the cross to B. 4 out of 5 players for Heroic down in lower now. Got Stown holding onto the lobby. He's got no utility. Art is posted in B. This is a very difficult spot to get multiple kills from with an AWP as well. They can molly this from the window. They have a couple of Molotovs left, rather. Vinny get a swing for a fight. He sees the bomb and 2 players, so that's info at least, but it will cost him his life, and the molly goes in deep. Art surely won't be checked at this point. He gets a shot off, trying to move, but they're not out the door. They're coming in from above, and Cadian can pick up that AWP in what will soon to be a post plant. Might not be one that FURIA even consider going for. Keserato can't find his gun. He's trying to pick up an AK, and he's lost both weapons in the source. Finds his MP9 and tries to skirt on out of there.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, NUKE bailed in and actually grabbed one of the guns away even as well. Yeah, there it is, there it is. He's like, yeah, that's what they were looking for. That's what they were trying to find.
Get it out, get it into the water. No, into the water, NUKE says. Drown it.
Cadian, no, wait.
No,
where's
Cadian.
my gun, Cadian? How have you done this?
Shoot it off. This, what?
It won't go.
Really?
The gun that refuses to drown.
Where'd it go?
He got it. He got it. He's taking it with him. Fine.
You could knock it off there.
You can.
Yeah, you see bodies ragdoll into that water sometimes. But not the AWP, I guess.
That was the AWP that refused to drown. Heroic, though. They get this second, right? With the 20-inch rims on their glasses. They managed to put that second on the board, and now things are looking up. Now, it's a 3-man save here for FURIA. I'm curious to see what the strategy is in this round. Like, do they want to commit to the force? Also, I think that swing from Vinny was like trying to go for the bait and switch.
Yeah, it set Art up for 1, but he's hoping that as he gets that 1, they're going to start running out the doors.
Trey tries to come through from the door, and yeah, it doesn't, right? They just all in through the window. And with those ramp smokes down, suddenly there's no one that can help him out there. Art's just left to fend for himself. So yeah, I was curious what the investment was going to be here, and there just is none. No investment outside of the saved weapons. So they're relying on Yuri and Keserato to try and do the bulk of the damage in this round.
Okay.
Boost up, Keserato throwing up on the head. And he's good for that opening kill. Now that's going to send Heroic away from outside. They also managed to get Stown down the vent very, very quickly early on. He's actually wrapping back up outside towards Yard. And Heroic, they've got hell control. Now they discover Stown. That's a dink onto Art in the back line. Not a dink. Wait, was it? I don't even know. Yeah, it did look like it, but he doesn't have head armor. I guess it's just the range with the Mac 10 at that point.
Oh, Vinny, he's made a bit of a play here. He's wrapped round on Stown, but the USP, not the best gun for the job. He does get it done. We know FURIA can be lethal with pretty much any weapon. Vinny trying to put pressure on the planter, but Cadian gets away as it is for double doors, and FURIA giving this one a look in. They know they've got a buy round coming up regardless of what they save in this one, so you may as well go in for the man advantage retake. Flashing through, Vinny with a big kill. He gets out alive and stalls as his teammate comes from the ramp side. Bob needs to make a play here as Cadian is limited with the AWP. A shot, a second, he takes one. Bob now hiding in dark. There's no time for FURIA. They need these kills here and now. They need them with an instant. Vinny chasing them and he gets it. Is there time for the defuse? It's going to be awfully close. And no, not today. A really nice attempt for FURIA. They get all the kills and they save 2 guns still, but it's not a 1 round. I say 2 guns. Vinny gets a Mac out of there. Can he run back in for anything? Ooh, yes, AK and AWP. So it's good for FURIA. Definitely a great round considering the low money, but Heroic still pick it up. It's another notch on the tally. It's a ball on the abacus. Slid to the left.
Ooh, that's very descriptive.
Thank you.
Vinny getting all those Mac 10 kills as well has actually allowed for the double AWP to come out here. They wouldn't have had it if he didn't get all those, all that extra kill bonus from those 2 Mac 10 kills he was able to pick up. So now Henny's got one alongside Art, and Vinny holding down the ramp room is going to get pressured a lot here. He's chosen to try and stand his ground, and he's not able to do it. Does get bested. Cadian as well is good for that kill onto Yuri, and already this is looking like a save from FURIA. Henny was ready to throw himself into that bomb site, but the moment that that kill onto Yuri came in, the numbers alone were enough.
Look at Cadian right now.
Cadian's waiting. He's like, yeah, they're going to come save, but here's the problem for them. What if I've never even left T-Spawn? What if I'm still here?
They know he was lobby, and so they're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out, and it's like, will they be ready for this? Because this is grimy. This is slimy from Cadian. It's borderline disgusting, in fact.
It's all gooed up. Oh, here's Kaiser Art with a check. Oh, Cadian double scopes. That's a bait. Art can peek close. They're
boosting him.
This is
weird, man. You don't ever see rounds play out like this.
And now Hunt can come in from ramp. Stound's moving out to try and chase these players as well. The boost is in. They will get away with the guns by the looks of things. Not fully committing to the fight for Cadian, but I like that play. It's a good bit of pressure. Everyone saves their guns. FURIA did want to take out that AWP out of the round, but they also don't want to lose theirs in the process.
Everyone's a gangster, man, until Cadian's up in T-spawn while the bomb's down, right? And then suddenly, anything can happen. That's a bit of a gut-wrenching round for FURIA. They were fully prepared to throw themselves into that retake, knowing that Vinny had got away with a lot of damage at ramp at the very, very least. Cadian really is the man that solidifies that round.
Ooh, that could have been a kill as Stound continued the spray, but it goes both ways, and the nade will even follow. He's walking through. It's a contact play. They pop into A. It's a great call for Heroic. Catch a man in the wrong position. Yuri does fire back with a shotgun, dropping the bomb. 4 on 3, and everything goes a bit quiet now as Heroic have a man behind enemy lines. That's a big kill for NUKE, clearing out the shotgun player. Double heaven rotate is heard. Tessus knows they're up above, but he can't do much about it other than throw his Molotov in. That's denied by the outside smoke. Art looking for a kill as well. He might find the AWP scoped in on the upper position, and Art gets it. Even hunting for more. He doesn't sway away. He doesn't stop. And he tries to drop the planter, finding NUKE coming out with the bomb. And it's Henny, no scoping from heaven to win the round. FURIA, they live in the chaos.
This is why it's so important to be in charge of the money when you're up against this team. Look at what that double AWP just did to you, right? I know a lot of this is coming on the back of Art, like it really, really is. Getting away with those 2 kills is monstrous, but it just gives Henny that little bit more room to somehow land that phenomenal no-scope, to actually take that peek and not have to feel bad about it. Because even if he dies there, right, there is a very, very low chance that that player down in the site is also then able to flick down to Art, who is already pushing him, already going for another in that round, and now he's gone aggressive again, has Art with this AWP towards outside. Now he's trapped. He's stuck here fighting whether he likes it or not, and they are all around him. Tess says, gonna open up with that frag, and now outside, taken for Heroic. They've dealt with the man in the front, the man that's been pressuring them at every single turn. And already it's like a bit of a sigh of relief for Heroic, right? Like, you know that if anyone's going to be getting up in your face, if anyone's going to be throwing you curveballs, it is going to be Art. So you've dealt with him, you've got that advantage, and now you slow it down a bit. Now you wait and see what the response is from FURIA. Are they going to try and get more aggressive, right? Do they want to make something out of losing a player early on? Get info, get map control. And when that doesn't come through, they know they're just hunkered down inside of these bomb sites. So now they set up for the A play. There are 3 players here for FURIA. So Heroic, they've kind of flipped heads or tails, and they've come up on the wrong bomb site. Into the stack they go, and they've been repelled valiantly. While this has happened, Henny's pushed in at ramp, and so suddenly what was a 5-on-4 for Heroic flips into the advantage of FURIA. Down into B they go, but guess who's here? Henny with that AWP, dropping the bomb out in open territory, up in no man's land. And so now Cadian's got to cross, he's got to retrieve it. Out in international waters, and he will get this bomb planted at least, a chance at the 1v3. Henny, in a rare act of mercy, has let him get that bomb down, let him reposition into decon.
Oh no.
Tucked in at the single door, but...
Oh, the Firewalker.
How on earth, yeah. Cadian, the Firewalker, we love it, we like it. Let's see what he can do. There's one for Cadian, immune to fire. Ooh. Oh, he might just win the round on the back of it. Whoa, it's a bit of a tag there from Henny, but not the killing blow. And that would have made all the difference, because now time's running out. Time is of the essence, and at the door, Henny does get away with the frag. Defuse coming in, and with the skin of his teeth, the Alligator has locked in a 4th round for FURIA.
Oh, did he tap the bomb? I didn't see him. It looked like he was just messing with the door. Cadian comes back in fast, trying to catch him off guard, but just a couple more seconds of holding off could have won him the round. He knew the bomb was for him. He was the man who planted it. Oh, that's such a nice try for Cadian. 2 incredible shots, and then just running right at the last man. Henny playing close on the door and tapping him with a pistol. That was a really, really nice try. Can't win them all, though. And the molly, yeah, definitely made FURIA a bit confused for a second. It looked like a good Molotov, but Cadian just stands in it. Doesn't take a tick of damage. What a round for Heroic to pick up, for FURIA to pick up, rather. Heroic, so close, but so far. And I like the call for Heroic. Sadly, it is just a great read for FURIA. They get the pick outside. They throw the deep smokes. As far as FURIA know, after they lose ARP, Heroic could be secret, they could be down B, and so Heroic try and reset in a 5-on-4 and group for another one of these top site hits that have been really good, that were good versus Liquid, that have been working all right in this game so far, but FURIA stacked up there. It's a nice mid-round call to drop down the vent, but Henny is just so aggressive repositioning with that AWP. Oh my. 4-4, fast drop for Cadian. He's got the hero gun, and he's going to run it wild outside, spots the AWP, swaps back, and Art with the shot, beautiful work. Borup in the meantime to get down the vent, but there's not going to be anyone joining him with Henny locking down the ramp room. 2 shots, make it a 3rd that won't connect. He is low, he has to concede the position, but that is fine.
Yeah, Vinny comes up from B, he's already rotated down. And now for Borup, he's going to Pound Town, man. Vinny there, taps him out of it. FURIA onto 5, a flawless round at that, so money made all across the board. And that is exactly how you want those kind of rounds to go if you're FURIA. I think one of the huge advantages of having Henny and Art on this team is that you've got 2 AWPers that can both be very, very aggressive, but neither one of them ever feels that need that, like, you know, there's never a round where you have Henny and Art both getting stuck in, right? It's always one of them. And then that second AWP feels like it activates upon the death of the first, right?
Yeah.
We see that from Henny time and time again with his ramp aggression, namely.
It's even like how Art talked about that in that little clip where he talks about on the T-side AWPing, he will go in, he will get that opener, and then Henny will be the guy to close the rounds, to post up in a post plant and shut down retaking CTs. It's a nice yin and yang, you know.
Look at the read here, man.
3 in secret out of spawn. These smokes for Heroic come down properly for the first time in a while. And FURIA don't fall for any kind of fake, any kind of tomfoolery. They fully commit. And Heroic, they double back. They don't want anything to do with B, so they charge yard. Footsteps heard. Henny with the cross. That could have been the bomb if a Borup went a bit wider. But he won't, and he'll keep this round attack for Heroic as they just look for a pick outside. Yuri might give it to them. The smoke's fading to his favor, and he finds one. Borup tagged, doesn't want to give away that bomb as said. They do have heaven control. How ready is Yuri for something like that? Cadian has climbed up the ladder, or outside rather. This is a very weird round. Stound's hoping they aggress into lobby so he can kill someone of FURIA, weaken this A defense, but they're just fully stacked up on it right now. Vinny can come in on a late backstab to heaven as well. He's in a great position. No fear from what lurks in the lobby here for FURIA. Nice shot for Henny. Cadian picked up. Vinny tasked with NUKE. He gets it under wraps. Art drops the bomb, and this is looking donezo. It's all on Stown.
Flashed in for the peak, but these AWPs, man, they are absolutely tearing Heroic a new one right now. It's another round where this dynamic duo of Art and Henny go absolutely huge. No money in those Heroic bank accounts, and this scoreline getting more and more worrisome by the second. I will say something that's even scarier, right, is that FURIA were able to win Mirage versus a Heroic where Stown, you know, was stepping up today, was looking good. And that was all the while FURIA essentially didn't really have Vinny, a usual key component to their game plan, falling like pretty silent in that map. Well, now he's looking ready to go, man. He's been holding down ramp to no end. And that worries me, that concerns me for Heroic. They're going to try one of these fast topside plays. You got to get past this triple hold that just tears them down.
It's 3 players wherever Heroic go. They take secret smokes, FURIA triple secret. They pop into A, FURIA triple A. They go ramp on the pistol, FURIA triple ramp. These guys know exactly what's going on. They're in your head rent-free. In fact, you're paying them for the privilege. And paying them with your life. Heroic falling on this T side. It's 7-4, another gun round coming through. And I mean, yeah, that info comes through early. Art kills Cadian wrapping main, and at that point, you know it's going to be a top hit. Back to the lobby for Heroic. More smokes, more mollies, trying to keep this main player out of commission. Trying to drop the vent with it. Yuri goes through the util. Oh, it's a great spray. The bomb dropped as well. One player made it down, but Yuri kills everyone else, and he's still keeping up the pressure, trading out guns. No time for a reload when Yuri's in the round.
Gonna go in.
Oh, it has to go in. The molly makes him.
He's like, man, I didn't even want to go aggressive this round, and there we go. He does pay the price, right? He's no Firewalker, he's no Cadian, and while this has gone on, Borup has managed to get down on the vent. That was that one player that they lost track of. Well, now he's up through ramp, trying to come in on this heaven flank. So the rest of Heroic, they've got no choice. They've got to pull the brakes. They've got to wait and see if Borup can deliver on this wrap round. And Henny has just left heaven. That gives Borup a window of opportunity. But Vinny with the check, he flicks back round. It's left onto NUKE. They were hoping Borup was the hero. But he goes from 0 to 0 real quick in this one, and NUKE's put in the grave as well. It's 8 on the board for FURIA, dominating. Yuri with such a big brain play over towards the door. He sees the utility coming in. He sees them trying to scurry down those vents, and he's like, nah, I ain't letting them get away with it. He runs in with that AK, quick switch into AKs off the ground, just so he can keep putting lead through that door. And Heroic can't get in.
Borup, man, he hears Henny drop out of heaven. He could have hunted the kill, but he makes the right call to take that space while he's got it, get up on a great timing to ladder, and then I assume Henny goes, by the way, Vinny, heaven's open. Vinny turns around on a dime, catches him on the ladder. No way for Borup to win that battle.
I like it, man. They keep Vinny on his toes. They're good at that, right?
Tell him last second. By the way, Vinny, he's behind you. But still a FURIA round, man. They've had every single answer in this game. Heroic, quiet. 4 rounds on their T side, elimination on the line from a team that peaked at #1 in 2020. FURIA barely left their continent, barely left their region, but now they're here with a vengeance. Pistols out, more wide smokes. Art doesn't care what you throw at him. He'll throw himself at you. Through the utility he goes. Quick pick, and back out he leaves. No one finding a trade. They do get down towards B, but let's see what FURIA's adjustment is. Too lower this time around. Stown lurks on that top side. The smoke is down, and they go right through it. It's a bit deep. Serato falls, giving a gun over Vinny with the backstab, and oh boy, they just turn around. He doesn't play through the smoke, doesn't want to risk that in a 4-on-4. Heroic are trying to get this B plant.
Oh, look at ramp, man. Both the AWPs are here, but actually they dealt with Art right away. Oh. It's Henny who's got to make a bit of a stand now, because Yuri is still a long way away from this rotation. Oh, Henny, he is delivering. He is putting up the numbers when they needed him to. Bomb dropped out in the middle of the site, and now Yuri is here to help his teammate out. Henny's actually moving away. He's considering that they could have tried to leave this one, and he might try and reposition elsewhere. They've seen this AWP at ramp. They know he was here. He will come back down now that that bomb's planted. He was just making sure they hadn't got up the vents. NUKE and Tess says this was a 4-on-2, but Henny, not a man to be trifled with. And now with backup, now with the cavalry moving in through ramp. Tess has posted.
Look at Yuri.
Fury's gotten deep, far deeper than Heroic are going to be ready for. Tesses needs this kill, and he's been spotted. He's been caught out in the open. Now it's just NUKE, 22 points of health, and 1 freebie onto Henny. Tucked in, there's no utility for Yuri to flush this out, so just by NUKE staying alive, by playing the trigger discipline, he's won the round. All the kills come up in favor of FURIA. But it's Heroic to get 5 on the board. NUKE, the man of the hour, 3 kills. He's topping the charts. He's winning them rounds. Heroic, they've got their man. They've got the guy stepping up. They just need a couple more.
Yeah, that late rotate from Henny as well, right? Bit of a problem. It's a nice try at the read, right? He's been very good at getting picks and repositioning quick on this CT side, from pushing ramp to going right back to that B-bomb site. And so, like, you understand why he goes for it. It gets a bit quiet. Heroic are holding on, and then he has to run back in, and that just gives away all the info to Heroic. They both set up to play for the double ramp retake, and they find a 5th with the pistols. Fast again. Art is behind them. What a beast. He's going to try and creep through the smoke. Quick shot to Tess as the orbs post him, but Borup above lays down a trade. That was necessary to keep Heroic alive. They do have Secret, but so do FURIA, often with more men that you can count for. Stan's gotten down the vents and no one has come this. No one has realized the spray is there. Bit messy with the trade from Vinny. He swings to behind the bomb and everyone tumbling down with it. It's all on Borup, who can't even cross. There is nothing Heroic can do right now. Stan tries his damnedest, but not ready for the double setup. And maybe you should have been, considering how many times FURIA have had multiple players on those secret stairs.
It must be horrible, man, because it feels like wherever you go, you're running into an AWP. And that is often the case, even with one AWP on FURIA, with how guys like Art and Henny approach this game, right? With how quick they are at repositioning and having those reads on the opposition. It must feel like that anyway. But when you've got 2 of them to worry about, Art is pushed red with the AWP. He's behind you, shooting you in the back, and you deal with him and you think, oh, finally, we got a bit of a break. Well, no, because then Henny's there to watch that cross.
Art is 17-6.
Unreal, unbelievable scenes here. Round 15, Heroic trying to salvage anything they can. Art's seen a man up on top of main. He's not getting caught by that trick again, is he? He knows Tesses is there, but the flash baits Art in, gets a little too aggressive. Vinny at least keeps it in a 4-on-4, and now he sees those flashes coming, and he calls for Henny to rotate around and help out, and Henny's down here in Hell. He might be Hell sent as well, as he's mopped up both players at ramp, dropping the bomb over. Downright demonic, as they've now taken this ramp room. The bomb dropped, Tesses and Cadian. Well, Cadian does at least have this AWP, and maybe it's imbued, maybe it's charged up with the power of Art. Maybe that's going to give Cadian this almost superhuman ability to get stuck in.
They're clearing A. There's no one here. FURIA are playing the bomb. They fully rotated. So it's all waste of time for Heroic. It's going to give them the info that they can work around towards this ramp room, but it's time ticking down from the everlasting clock. 35. Tick. Tock. Heroic drop, and with a shot to Tesses from Henny on the ramp side, he just tucks in. He knows they have to commit, and the nade will finish Tesses off. It's Cadian in the clutch, and nothing offered up. 20 seconds. There's just no way in. There's no way out, and Cadian already knows. So the double scope is dirty. He's going to finally try and find this close player, but they try and
knife the knife. Oh, Vinny! Oh, he knifes him down, and it's a slash. It's the left-right from FURIA. Vinny sending a message to round out this first half. FURIA, they're here to take it. They're in the heads of Cadian, and they seal the deal with the blade.
Handling bars is all I imagine. Falling from you was just magic. Is it too much to ask to make us authentic? Before you go, you have to know that we were only after all, so you could tell your friends when you see them at the weekend. I can pretend that we wouldn't speak then. It's morning over me. A good evening for you, 'cause I'm heaving for you. It's morning over me. A good evening, 'cause I'm heaving. It's morning over me. A good evening for you, 'cause I'm heaving for you. It's morning over me. A good evening, 'cause I'm heaving. Opening scars to know that we have them. Well, how many times I told you I have them? Still falling from you was just magic. I loved it, yeah. And a phone call from you would be goddamn fantastic. Before you go, you have to know that we were only after all, so you could tell your friends when you see them at the weekend. I can pretend that we wouldn't speak then. It's morning over me. A good evening for you, 'cause I'm heaving for you. It's morning over me. A good evening, 'cause I'm heaving. It's morning over me. A good evening for you, 'cause I'm heaving for you. It's morning over me. A good evening, 'cause I'm heaving. I can pretend that we wouldn't speak then.
Well, while Heroic have studied the game, Vinny has studied the blade, and now we get ready to head into this second half. Heroic, they are staring down the barrel of elimination, a place that no team wants to find themselves, especially not this Cadian-led ragtag squad that have impressed us all throughout this year, right? To arrive at the global challenge and then be sent packing by FURIA, and in both your series only getting to play 2 maps. That's not where they want to find themselves. They need to bounce back here and now. FURIA, though, they've been looking scary. They've been looking dominant. They've shown that form that we've seen in NA time and time again that's really been yet to grace European soil. A pistol round would go a long old way. And already we've got a bit of a fight going on here towards outside. The flashes to actually throw it in from Henny, blinds his teammate while this is going on, while all the attention is outside. This is the ruse, this is the red herring, and the rest of FURIA, they're in A. The bomb's going down and Heroic aren't even aware of it. We're into a 4-on-4 post plant that Heroic only just got made aware of.
Yeah, they got pulled outside. That's a nice little fake play for FURIA, and it's getting better as it goes on. It's a ramp flank to try and come up through heaven. Now this plant is for main. This could be a problem if they don't speed it up, but they don't want to run as Heroic wait up in the rafters, up the ladder. Testes with a pick to Henny, advantage back. Vinny trying to stay alive. He can't afford to die as Arc climbs up the ladder. No one's looking at their behind, and now he can come in with the kill, with the round, with the stop on the bomb. He's tapped one. Testes gone. Oh, he's just winning this on his own. Missed shots, but K-Serato's right behind him. The 2 ragtag players on FURIA finding the pistol. Lovely little fake play outside to draw so much attention. And even when Heroic realize as soon as they think they know what's going on, boom, stabbed in the back, as is often the case against these Brazilians. Henny has 4 deaths. He has less deaths than Heroic have rounds.
Oh, well, that's not nice.
No. And it's not getting nicer, Harry.
Yeah,
4 guns.
We've got the force in for Heroic, right? They're really trying to do whatever they can to put a stop to this momentum. But as so many teams have had to learn the hard way, slowing FURIA down has proved to be a damn near impossible task. Henny, mate, not even deterred by gravity, as he just tanks the, 42 full damage there. And that's not something that, FURIA are going to be incredibly happy about, but will it really matter? It has softened him up to this scout that's outside a little bit. So you'd hate for that to play into the game, and it won't. He just bypasses outside. He backs up along with Yuri. They're wrapping into hell. Cadian's got no idea. Cadian, poor Cadian. No, don't do it to him. Oh, he's waiting. He's waiting. He's trying to play the trigger discipline.
Kill him from upper?
Oh, they don't know now. And that's because Cadian, oh no, he tries to go down. The gun does fall, though. It does get away from the man up in heaven in the form of Tesses. While he does now know about this ramp flank that's come through, he doesn't really get much reward for it outside of the 4-on-4. That AK falling into the hands of Serato. Still, FURIA, this went from looking real neat, real tidy, to a little bit messy thanks to Tesses, and he's now forced them into a B play. That bomb grouped up with 2 more, moving in through ramp, and Heroic are already posted here with these Deagles. The Danish Deags raining in, but not able to find the headshots needed to turn this round back in favor of Heroic. This B site now overwhelmed as well. Heroic are knocking on the door. FURIA, though, no cold callers. They put a stop to this one. NUKE has an impossible round on his hands, and he tries to deny the bomb plant. But Serato's providing Overwatch. It's 12-5. Heroic, no money, 13 rounds, and inevitability at this point.
Yeah, as messy as that looked there for Art, the idea behind it was he sees that Cadian is a free kill, so he tells Vinny to hold the gun, not to shoot him until he's up the ladder. He doesn't want a Heaven player turning around and looking at him after he kills Cadian. So as soon as he comes up the ladder, yeah, Tessa spams him with a deagle, but Vinny immediately executes Cadian, who can't get out of there alive. So it's a nice idea for FURIA, and as you said, just a quick reaction to drop B was the right call after they lost the Heaven control. Oh, Vinny and Yuri farming as the USPs push through the door. Not a problem at all. One of the quickest rounds you'll see yet. 140 on the clock, 13-5, and Heroic just trying to get that one done so they can come in with a buy round. This is it, though. This is the only chance Heroic have in this map to stay in the tournament. If they lose this, they're against 14 with no money. Just the loss bonus, so 1 CT buy round to rule them all, and we haven't even had to see what FURIA have in that back pocket. You know, we've seen the improvements from Liquid after a few weeks in EU boot camping and practicing against some of the world's best. Well, FURIA have had the same amount of time to do that. And so I imagine they have a lot to show us in this map. We might not even get to see all of it if they can close Heroic out with 1 buy round here and now.
Yeah, horrible spot for Heroic. Horrible spot for them to be in. If they lose this, like you say, it might all be over. It might all be done. So this is so important. This is so essential. Man advantage taken. Couldn't have picked a better time for Tesses to lock that one in. Response from FURIA. Gonna be to go nice and slow over here towards outside. They'll drop this smoke to try and cover up this cross. Now they start to pick up the pace in towards A. Looping in from main, that was at least the hope. Yuri might have just secured the entry needed. We're into this kind of odd little 3-on-3 where FURIA were just trying to make ends meet. Heroic looking to keep in the lead, looking to keep this one fine. And Art spotted in the door, double naded down low. There's this swing, and Stown gets bid farewell. Borup up on the rafters. Art is aware, but he's not able to crack this A site open. And so for the time being, Heroic stay afloat. They don't have a lot of room, though. They really, really don't. And we cannot stress that enough, right? If this is going to be the comeback for Heroic, a CT side comeback at that, it's going to start to feel like a real grind, right? Once the money's there for FURIA, if that loss bonus starts to build, you're going to be running into rifles, you're going to be running into these little force buys constantly. And so you are going to be grinding your way through this second half. That's not to say it's impossible, though. Heroic, man, they've spent this whole year defying expectations.
Yeah. FURIA lining smokes out from the get-go, out from the spawn. It's door side smoke towards 1 yard as well. It gets disrupted by a Heroic Molotov. Is that going to cause any much of an issue? Doesn't look like it. FURIA aren't throwing too many players outside, but you can see that smoke there. It was supposed to go in the garage. Instead, it's Cadian with an open line of sight. Good Molotov for Heroic. They've done their research. But are they going to be able to put a stop to this AWP? Cadian, a quick shot. Still are outside, crossing behind Red. He will make it down towards Secret, but the looks of things, Vinny's got to pick on A. Catching NUKE, going outside for information. Info costs Heroic a lot, as now it's down to Stown, the anchor man on this bomb site. He needs to hold strong. Coming from the door is Keserato. Stown swivels and takes 2. That's so important. This could have been FURIA biting right back with a reset. Instead, it's Henny left in a clutch. Vent dive available. Will he try and make that move? Stown's on the full lobby wrap. Tesses conceding A, and Henny drops. Stown hears that fall as well, so now they can set up for a B play. Tess is going to be pretty quick in from the ramp side. He's going right in as Henny tries to get this bomb planted.
Oh, but Henny senses something ain't right. He spots Tesses over at ramp, and he sees that Tesses is holding off. He knows that this second man is in rotation. Henny with these orbs, he's given us so many great moments, but if this is one of them, this could be the one that seals the deal for FURIA. In the double door, waiting, patient as ever, until that one moment where he decides it's right to strike. They're closing the gap, they're moving in. Smoke to lock him out, and he can't find anything through it. The molly really serves to complicate matters as well, and they're on that bomb. They're not getting off of it.
No.
Tries to go through. It's a valiant effort, but it was never going to happen. Heroic on to 7. And that 2v1, they don't get caught out. That was a 2v3, right? There's a very important A-hold there that comes through. Finding that double, defying the odds, and you never tell Heroic the odds.
Yeah, I thought Henny was going to accept the loss there, but he's hoping they don't have a kit as he dives back through the fire. He saw Cadian do it. He wanted to give it a go. He wanted a clutch from the other side of the door in the first half. But yeah, that's a big hold from Stown, and the retake in the 2-on-1 will win Heroic yet another round. They're hanging on, Harry. It's great to see, right? You know, as fun as it is watching FURIA just melt European teams, we know how good Heroic can be, and I wouldn't have felt like we had, you know, justice if we didn't see Heroic play a few of these gun rounds on the CT side. It's certainly where they're more comfortable on their map pick, and now they've been given a lifeline, an opportunity to make this map a reality.
See, now FURIA have come in with something that's a bit of a classic for them, right? They've gone full all gas, no brakes on this one, right? It's the sharpshooter classic. They've come in with this investment. They do this a lot, right? You could have looked at this and you could have been like, yeah, let's just play it safe. Let's bring the rifles out. But FURIA, they love pushing that envelope. They love keeping Heroic in this very, very vulnerable spot. Because right now they know that the money isn't there, right? They've had 2 players survive in that last round. You're not swimming in money if you're Heroic. In fact, you're barely keeping the bailiffs away. So Stown getting that important opening. You need this round and you want it to be clean, but they've just given an AWP over. They've just put an AWP in the hands of Henny. Now, he might be low, he might only be on 13 HP, but don't underestimate him. Vinny with a lot of damage, and that's going to force Stown to fall back. Caught by Yuri. There's the trade. Keserato, while all this is going on, he's in the A site. They hear him running around. Borup is aware. He was hoping he could cut off these rotations, but Keserato's now calling, guys, I am in A, and it's them trying to cross back outside where Nico, oh no, utility out, but a missed shot from Henny, and now that flash can come through for Borup up in heaven. Nico has just saved the day. He has just bailed them out of this situation. Or so you might think. Keserato was a 1v3, now 1v2, but it's Tesses late out from the squeaky door that finds that 8th for Heroic. The ballsy investment for FURIA doesn't pan out, and now that money is gone.
Yeah, I mean, they traded Stown on B. They could have dropped lower, but it's Keserato getting so much room that convinces FURIA to go back up. And if anything, that almost worked. Nico was so focused on trying to flash his teammate back into that A site that he almost gives up the room outside, and he could have either died or just not even spotted them crossing. Instead, he pulls his gun back out, he pumps them full of lead, he takes 2, and he saves this that situation for Heroic.
Suddenly, the context of that one missed shot from Henny as well matters a hell of a lot, right? And he doesn't normally miss, does Henny? Art's been given this hero AK. They love doing this as well, right? They love throwing the investment onto Art. They've got full faith in his entry abilities. He's got a man trapped in main, but that's where Borup comes in, looking to bully FURIA, looking to bail his teammate out. Cadian's death is found a little bit later than normal. Keserato with this P250 trying to tap down the man in heaven. Nico pushing on up, but they don't want to throw this away, and so they won't. They regroup, they compose themselves for that one moment, right? They decide, let's not push the P250. Let's not push the guy who's already tagged us down to 30 HP. and they make him come to them.
Yeah, these aren't necessarily bad decisions for FURIA to continue investing and going quite heavily in. Like, at the end of the day, it would have still been an eco there. They just get a little bit more than maybe is tradition. But what it does mean is Heroic are catching up. They're getting back in. They're fielding money. They're fielding rounds. They're getting confident. And now FURIA, another buy that is somewhat weakened from that previous round investment. It's AKs, Arts on a Deagle, not as much utility as maybe you would like, but enough to get the job done. However, can they do that job? Stout, flashed out, spraying the smoke. Oh, he walks into Art with his back turned. And now Art upgraded and just getting it done on his own. Running into A with that M4, retrieving the body of his opponent. And there may be many more bodies of Heroic as this A site is lost.
And now you see, right? Now you see why there was such an emphasis on keeping these buys coming in for FURIA. What this means is in a situation like this, right, when you're in a 2-on-3, if you're Heroic, you might be attempting this if you're all hunky-dory and you've got a buy in the next round, right? You might give it a go, see what you can get away with, but they don't. Because in all of these rounds, FURIA have bought stuff into it and they've been chipping away at the money of Heroic. They don't have the cash for that. They need these two players to survive if they want to have that investment up against 14. Oh, and then guess what? With that investment up against 14, that's all their money put into that round. So what FURIA have done through this constant force buy and this constant pressure being applied is they've played the long game. They've set themselves up to destroy the money of Heroic in order to get themselves that victory.
Yeah, I love the pace as well of these last couple of rounds, just bursting out A out of spawn. They're forcing so much util out of Heroic that moving forward, they're going to have to keep cycling grenades out of spawn. Will FURIA finally call a bit of a slower approach, maybe go back to those smokes? Or do they just keep whittling Heroic down, keep bullying them on this A site? We've had a few rounds in a row, 4 for Heroic before FURIA finally find their first. It's down with a spray, it's a good one. Borup helps him out with a Molotov as well. Heroic with a pick, and those mollies down deny FURIA entrance into the A site. Finally, Heroic can take a deep breath, a sigh of relief. With 4 on the A site, they hold on to it for at least a moment. Cadian going full art.
Yeah, Cadian's like, oh. See, that's the problem. No one does FURIA like FURIA do FURIA, right? He tries to get stuck in. Stound's making the same kind of play, but he's ahead of this and no one's ready for it. He's playing the trigger discipline. This could be huge. He's dropped the bomb with that. Now Serato trying to come back round, but Stound's got a funny feeling about that hut position. He also knows that Eerie was here. Stound still looking to fight. He's been given a chance to back away. He's been given a chance to fall back. And now he's going to try and take it. He does live to tell the tale. Backing into Vinny, out of the frying pan and into the fire. Stound still fighting, still putting bodies in bags. And he's going to need to as it falls onto Yuri in this 1v2. Tessez and Stound again. And Stound's fast on this rotation. He knows if he's going to beat FURIA, he's got to be as fast as FURIA. He's already down here in B. He's waiting patiently at that. One step ahead. Yuri walking into a site in which someone already lurks in the shadows. Someone you wish you wouldn't have to meet.
But 2 1v1s, does Stound give this a look in or does he play for the retake with his teammate? He's trying to find a bit of an off angle. Yuri walks back into dark. No utility. Stound has a Molotov. That could be used on this position. Yuri's going to walk up on the ramp side. Stound's watching. Yuri has the kill. Now the one-on-one presented. 2 low players in separate engagements. Yuri looking for the 15th round, looking for the demise of Heroic in this tournament, and he's just a couple of shots away from it. Tessez not tapping yet. On the site, on the bomb, off it, back on it. He can't make his decision. He's ducked below. Yuri swings, and it's FURIA with a win. 15-9. Great 1v2. Stound does everything he can on not only getting into the lobby, but getting out alive, trading his teammates on A, but it's a quick drop down ramp in the clutch that will win the round for FURIA.
That's absolutely brutal, right? And I think Tessez knows the moment he doesn't get that immediate kill on the first jiggle, because what you're asking Tessez to do there is exactly that. Like, he has one chance to land the killing blow, and he doesn't get it. Deegs out, force buy in for Heroic. They've got to fight tooth and nail. They've got to fight harder than ever before, and it's a good start. These Deagles, the aggression, getting in the face of FURIA, testing them at their own game. Has left Heroic a man up. FURIA going to try and regain some composure, regain this outside control. Stound lurking. Once again, all his time in the shadows is Stound. And a chance even to drop this bomb. Instead, he's given over a 2-on-2. Henny with the late trade, and Heroic split between this upper and lower bomb site. We need these two players essentially left in 1v2s between the two of them to offer up something massive. That is the only chance Heroic got. They're relying on individuals, and Vinny's caught a timing. He snuck out under Tessez. Tessez needs to look down, needs to look lower. He's seen them both with the deagle. There it is. Heroic onto 10. He mops them both up. Double digits secured. The force buy finding success. And that's kept this dream alive for Heroic, this dream of overtime on Nuke.
We had the same situation back on Mirage as well, 15-10 with a broken buy, finally coming through. FURIA finally having to concede the money and take a bit of an eco here. I mean, they could force it. It is FURIA after all, and as I say, I see AK's dropped over. They're saving a bit of cash at least. Henny is broke. Yuri's got a gun though, and as long as you got a couple of guns for FURIA, anything is possible. Yeah, in the same situation on Mirage, FURIA, they closed it on a low economy round at 15-13, so Heroic, they need to one-up that last map. Maybe 2-up, maybe 3-up, who knows? It's a cross outside with the smoke. Cadian needs to be aware of the garage position. He crosses back into spawn. He's now trapped, but they can't really flash him out. NUKE sees the barrel of the scout on the shadow. Cadian tagged by it. Yuri gets a pick. NUKE making a big risk, a big play, and it has to pay off as the smokes fade. They try to trade. NUKE gets back into main and lives to tell the tale. 4-on-4, but FURIA have so much room outside. It's down to Cadian, who's already tagged up, to try and stop them from gaining more ground. Or does he just hide in the spawn?
That's his problem, right? That's his problem. He can't really afford to take these peaks. Now he's aware that these players are in heaven, and Yuri hunts him down. Mate, you're still in spawn. Go wait in the lobby. As he's dispatched of Cadian now. 45 seconds, and for FURIA, that is more time than they would ever need. They're looking to go to ramps down. He has so often been the difference maker. He's got to do it again. And with that double, helped out by Serato, an unfortunate case of friendly fire, as it all gets a bit chaotic in the ramp room. That bomb on the back of Yuri. 3 kills deep in this round. Henny wrapping in late through main, at least going to get the info that this is where Heroic are. Yuri's coming back. He's going back in. He's heading up the ladder. Heroic have dropped. I thought they would have heard that, but they think it's B. They think those footsteps are down at control. Oh no! Yuri on for the ace. An impossible round that this man might somehow pull from the ashes. Yuri bomb planted, flash out, in with the swing. Lots of damage done. There's the first, but out of ammo. And Borup keeps this mission going. He keeps Heroic just with their heads above water. 1v1 to end it out. And it's 11 on the board for Heroic, still chugging on the little engine that could.
The Dane train continues, Harry. You can see the nerves, man. That Ven drop is just nerves. That's all that is for Heroic. They hear the feet running at hell, and they think, no way he's going to run back into A. He has the free B side. They know he was on ramp. He traded down. So, yeah, that was a free entry, a free chance to plant down on lower. He tries and to get back up into A. He even fakes it out with 5 seconds, thinking that surely they haven't given me a free plant, but they do. It's extra money for FURIA, something you never want to gift them, a bit of a bonus. That 1 AK, that 1 scout, it almost wins FURIA the entire series, but Stown has seriously come alive in this CT side. The scoreline might not be there, but the amount of multi-kills that he has pulled out of nowhere for Heroic, 2 Ks down in secret, shutdowns on ramp, and even holding that A site as well. He's been everywhere. Can he keep it up? Opening kill for him, but look at the room gifted.
Look at this.
Cadian has no idea.
He doesn't know. Cadian, they're already past you. They're already going into heaven. This could be a disaster. Yeah, it's all hinging on one man. It is all hinging on Yuri, but he's shown that this is the kind of pressure that he thrives under. He's got a double here. There it is. The A site now cracked wide open. They need the bomb. Cadian not looking to the heavens. And that's now put the advantage, the fear into Heroic as well. Tessez and NUKE. Once more, 2 men, all that remain for Heroic, but this time the odds are so stacked against them. FURIA with the bomb down, tucked in at CT vent is Serato, but he does get tapped out. And now NUKE, yeah, they know where he is, but he does have the pressure applied. He's dealt with Yuri, and now he looks to Vinny to finish what Yuri started. 1v2, it's another one of these rounds where FURIA have got a chance. Heroic still trying to keep that dream going, and there it is. NUKE will deliver it. That was a 2v3 that has kept Heroic alive. They keep doing it in these rounds where it looks like FURIA are about to secure victory. They're on the cusp of greatness, but they're not quite getting it yet. Heroic, they're somehow so dependable in these.
Cadian has been getting timed outside, man, round after round. And look at this as well. Yuri not only killing both players on A, they're suddenly going, wait, what's happened? But then he even swings and kills Cadian from the feet. This is ridiculous. What a feat from FURIA. But Heroic still holding on. Not going down without a fight. And that's the thing. We're getting bomb plants in all of these rounds. We're getting it down to clutch situations. It's forcing FURIA's hand at rebuys. They keep investing. They keep doubling down. And that means they're just not going to have this AWP in any of the rounds. Not to worry. They're not playing slow. They're playing a pace. The Heroic can't match.
This is unreal, isn't it? This is a treat.
I gotta say, these rebuys, like, it's very FURIA-esque. Eventually, you'd like to think they had 5 opportunities at 15-10 to close. We actually had 6 because it was 15-9.
Man,
surely one of them will be converted. But if they don't, Harry, you gotta look at the money and you gotta go, damn, maybe they could have ecoed one of these.
If you're seeing this live, man, you're doing it right, because there's been so many great feats in this game. We're like a borderline fetish category at this point. Cadian trying to go for the shot on Noir, but he's fast into it. He's back in it again, but Stown this time, he's gotten used to it. He's like, nah, I'm not falling prey to Art and his little conniving ways anymore. NUKE is aware of the vent drop, but they're already wrapping past him. They're already into that B site. Bomb getting planted. It's another post plant for FURIA. They've had so many of these. They've had so many post plants, and even at man advantages, they've struggled to close them out. Now down on this B bomb site, it's another big test for Heroic, but they isolate that fight on Keserato. Henny, he's gotten a bit lost. He's up on A. He's coming in on this very, very late flank. But it's got to be very late indeed. Cadian's waiting for it. He sees Henny go down, and the tag on the vent. Henny's gone. Henny's out. Yuri and Vinny back to back. Oh, that Molotov. Things are getting a little bit hot for FURIA. Brazilian barbecue in the back of the site as they burn out. Heroic onto 13.
This is getting desperate for FURIA, mate.
It didn't feel doable, did it?
This is getting desperate. Heroic may have shown some nerves, but that's a bomb plant for Decon, and they're doubling up in dark. They're making risky plays. Henny on a late lurk. If only Cadian, he's missed some awful timings on that CT side garage spot, but finally catches Henny coming down on a backstab that could have and should have won the series for FURIA. That he was in the position to stop the plant in the vent, but yeah, denied by Stown, who again shows up with another multi-kill that keeps Heroic in this game. NUKE, great patience towards Secret to wait for his team to kill Keserato rather than run him down and give a gun over to a Deagle player. FURIA are feeling the pressure. Heroic not giving up, not going down, trying to take it to OT. And another buy for FURIA. They haven't ecoed once. They are not interested. Right out the door. Art has done this time after time. Boost employed, but not needed. It's a trade instead. Keserato ducks and dives into the site. Borup gets another. NUKE, here's the vent drop. That's the bomb going down into the AWP of Stown. And 2 AWPs might just be the trick up the sleeve for Heroic to hold on yet again.
Yuri and Henny, man. Yuri has been so good. In moments like this, he's always made rounds feel doable when they've had no business feeling doable. Problem is, something being doable don't mean it's done. And that's a lesson that FURIA have had to learn the hard way. This is absolutely unreal. What are Henny and Yuri going to do? Once again, Cadian's kind of blindsided by the timing here. Yuri's already edging out past credit, past that blue box, and Cadian, he's just missed the timing.
Not
Cadian,
again.
Poor guy.
You realized?
Yeah, I think he did. He looks interested, and Yuri certainly didn't see him. Credit card, hello, there's the swipe from the back. Yuri's out. And FURIA, they're the ones that are going to be on credit next round, right? Even with that max loss bonus, there's a few players here that won't be able to buy. And so for Henny, this is just a save. That's a grim call to have to make, right? When you think about how FURIA have been playing, it's all been about keeping the pace up, doing the damage, even if you're not winning the round, taking players with you. But finally they concede because they've got no choice. They're on Heroic's terms now. 14-15, one away from overtime. And something that's been startling is the lack of pauses here, right? FURIA wanting to keep that momentum up, and Heroic, they're feeling the momentum as well, because suddenly it's swinging in their direction.
Art has run outdoor in the last like 5 rounds in a row, and finally he gets traded. You know, K-Starata goes for that boost, they don't need it, he gets Teslas. I thought he was going to reset, get back into the lobby, try and slow it down, but FURIA continue to enact high pace, continue to push into A, and if there's one thing Heroic can rely on right now, it's those A anchors. They're holding on strong. 15-14, it's all come down to this. FURIA, it looked done. This is 15-9. They had the money, they had every chance. Heroic have been left in countless man-down retake scenarios, and none of them have been dropped. Backs up against the wall, they have come alive in this map and series. Vertigo waiting in the wings. I mean, they need to win overtime before that fact anyway. But FURIA feeling the pressure. This is no longer free real estate. This is no longer an easy close on the map pick of Heroic. The Danes pulling it back, and now here it is, the culmination of this map and series, round 30 of NUKE, and we don't even have a rifle for Art as well. These constant rebuys for FURIA, refusing to give anything to Heroic for free.
And so now either all of this was all for nothing for Heroic, or we get that overtime. And for FURIA, it is sadness, man. It's molding. Nico close to main, and he's been stalwart over here towards this A bomb site. Everyone stepped up for Heroic. There's no weak link. There's no one struggling. Down waiting, back in secret. He's the little nasty surprise in the center of this A play, but he does get caught by Henny up on the silo. They've kept it in this 4-on-4. Borup up on the rafters. Art, you ain't getting past that. And there he is. Borup raining down death from above. It's FURIA in the 3v4. K-Starata attempts to trade, but he knows better than to commit to that fight. However, everyone else has fallen, and Heroic, they take us to overtime. It didn't feel like it was meant to be, but somehow the Danes have kept the pressure on for FURIA, and now we head to that all-important overtime.
Embrace your destiny, slay your enemy, raise a legacy. No more apologies, trust your abilities, gather the energies. Pull yourself back together and staying off track forever. Child of the nation, will seek redemption, time for salvation. Today is meant to be day of victory, time for history. Reverse the tendency, fight the entropy, channel your rivalry. You're praying for fortune to come, you're hearing the sound of the drums. It's too late to backtrack, but pack your bag now. Keep your feet on the road and stand up. You've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out, out.
This has been the wildest of rides, and it's not even close to finish yet. We're getting into overtime. Heroic, no one knows how, but they've been able to make this comeback happen. They went on this incredible streak right towards the end of that half to save this game, to save their tournament lifeline. And now it all hinges on this overtime. Now, we have had an incredible step up on behalf of everyone on this Heroic side. Meanwhile, for FURIA, this aggression, these fast A plays that were once giving over the most miraculous results have since started to struggle.
Yeah, Art's opening jewels right now, 7-9. He has given us so many picks. He has taken us so many picks as Heroic have really been shutting him down on the A side. The big worry for me now for Heroic, as good as this comeback has been, it has somewhat been off the back of FURIA just rebuying 6 rounds in a row, no matter what their money is, no matter whether they plant the bomb. And while that's very FURIA-esque, it's left them with limited utility. It's left them with no T-sided AWP, scouts at times, and deagles in the last round of the half. So right now, FURIA, they've got everything. They've got the money. They can change the pace. They can keep it wild if they want, but they've got all art on that AWP, and that could be the difference maker here. Let's see if he can provide what he so often does. Fascinating to door FURIA. They avoided the ramp room for 6 rounds in a row. Heroic stopped playing it. Well, that finally changed. There's no one there right now. Borup's going to move in from heaven, and Cadian fills that spot and ramp. So finally, we're seeing some control here. It wasn't exploited by FURIA, and they're going to give it a look in while the players outside line up. One on the silo. Henny's been gifted the AWP right back for art. Tess is in secret. Henny's been getting this pick when they re-aggress from lower. And with no AWP outside for Heroic, it's down to these difficult battles versus AKs. Nico's been smoked off. He's looking for a gap. He can cover a main cross and call that to Stown, but will Art find him as well? He's looking inquisitive. Nico waiting. Deep smoke. Art's going to try and cross towards Mini with this. Nico, oh dear, he's not been spotted. Art with a swing, takes down Stown. There's the trade for Nico, but Henny should be now watching him from above. The Overwatch, the Hawk in the sky. Yuri with a trade, and they split towards A once again. Cadian's got aggressive. He's caught a timing, and he's caught Finny in the back line, even nading onto Keserato, and trades positions back into A as Tesses falls from that secret aggro.
Oh no, but there's a man in Squeaky, and he doesn't know, but he's gotten down the vent. And at the very, very least, Cadian could be caught out of position, but at least he's still alive, and at least he's still fighting, at least he's still in with a chance. Borup back in the site as well up here on A. They are split right now. FURIA, 20 seconds. Wherever they go, that's where they're heading. They're taking this bomb into the garage. They've got to commit to A now. They've got no choice in the matter. Cadian trapped in that cage in the vent down at B. And Borup, he has so often been key at holding this A bomb site. And once again, he's dropped that package. Keserato trades Cadian. They need the kill, but on the ladder, he's dealt with the shot of Yuri. And there was no time for the plant. Just staying alive there, getting that frag, has won the round for Heroic. 16. And Cadian, with a little bit of luck, a little bit of RNG going his way, he's put that first on the board for the Danes.
Oh, Yuri had him, dude. He was hunting him in the vent. They knew they had to get that kill, as you said, but the pop and the drop with a no-scope. Borup as well, 1 kill that wins him the round alongside Cadian, stopping that bomb plant. Oh, you can see Cadian getting hyped, coming back into this OT as well. Him and his team pulled this all the way back from the brink of defeat. And right now, FURIA getting a little bit worried, feeling the nerves as Heroic once did. Tesses has pushed ramp. Oh, it's a messy spray, and he's going to get killed by Keserato, down to 12. It comes at a cost.
Oh, but look at Stown. He's bypassed the man who dropped the vent. They're not expecting this. They're not ready for this lobby push. He knows that Keserato's just been throwing nades in. Stown's at least reclaimed the 4-on-4. Look at Art, by the way, all the way through B. No one's going to be ready for that. Not even Cadian.
With the AWP.
Heroic is swapping into secret. I feel like Heroic have really tried to meet FURIA on FURIA's ground with this aggression. And they're doing a good job of it. They've got Cadian distracted. That's buying time for Art to move in, but Cadian's got a funny feeling. There he is with the turnaround. The AWPs go blow for blow, and Cadian comes out on top. Now holding into the lobby. Holding and waiting for this push, but Cadian's tired of waiting. He's tired of sitting in the back lines and letting FURIA dictate the fights as he's put down 3, dropping the bomb in ramp. Keserato, this was looking so good for FURIA. They had a chance, they had the opener, but everything's gone wrong. And now it's missed timings for FURIA. It's the aggression for Heroic that's left Keserato in this undoable clutch. Cadian, the man who has uprooted this entire round, still kicking, still alive in the ramp room, and he comes alive in the nighttime as Heroic put up 17.
Oh boy, there it is, the pause for FURIA, right? They've been saving the last one for some time now. They didn't want to stop the pace, the ferocity into that A site in regulation, but now questions being drawn. An empty-handed T side, 2 rounds to Heroic, looking for a third. That AWP investment coming through in both of the rounds and netting nothing for FURIA. Cadian is styling right now. And I love that, as you said, playing FURIA their own game. Heroic aren't scared for that mid-round aggression. Now that FURIA are feeling nervous, now that they're trying to slow things down, we're getting those mid-round pushes for Heroic. Stown coming in through the door. Cadian pushing up on ramp.
It's like Cadian, he looked at it and he's like, FURIA, most aggressive team in the world. They ain't even the most aggressive team in the server as he's getting stuck in.
This is terrifying. If Heroic clean sweep this CT side, surely this is theirs, right? 3 chances to net 1 round, something that FURIA have come up nothing.
Yeah, this T side has just left him empty-handed. Art trying the aggression again, but it might be his demise. He burns out to the molly. Lots of damage done to Borup and to NUKE, but still, all the kills coming up in favor of Heroic. It's Cadian again. He went from being someone who was missing every timing, constantly getting caught,
big boom,
to now being that difference maker on the AWP. Yuri donning it, K-Serato naded down low. And Tessa's tucked behind the box. We always chime on about this. No one ever checks this box. Well, now FURIA need to, or else they're going to get put in boxes. They're going to get shipped off in coffins. Tessa's just hiding out, just waiting, trying to get real slimy with it. They're spamming the box. They seem aware, and Yuri will take his head off. Now the implications of Borup and NUKE being low could start to matter. Stown, one of the only players with any HP here in this B site, does have support from that single door, but the AWP isn't able to find anything. The bomb making its way into the site, but right now it's alone on the back of Henny. Borup doesn't win that fight. K-Serato is given over a 3-on-2, a chance at the bomb plant now. FURIA trying to salvage one round from this T side. Drop down for K-Serato, but it's Henny to do the damage. And FURIA, they do at least get one. That was a 3v5 that they turned on its head. They made it look doable, and so they did it. A bit of a slowdown as well. Yeah. Not going back to that signature fast play. Sure, Art throws his body into that A-bomb site, but the moment he's burnt alive, calls a slower round into ramp as a unit, sticking together, strength in numbers. And they do overcome the odds, but albeit once.
Yeah, 6 rounds in a row for Heroic to bring us back against 15 into OT. FURIA finally break the curse. They finally get on the board, but it's Cadian biting back on this T side. He's got the AWP, and Stown's down the vent as well. Oh dear, that's something he was very good at in regulation all that time ago. FURIA should know he did drop loud. Art has come through to try and watch this one. But Stown can just tuck, he can just hide. Vinny's supporting B. That gives a lot of room for Heroic to go wherever the hell they want, and outside is their plan. K-Serato inside of A. Art trying to find this pick. He sees the body of Stown. He can't get the kill. Stown doesn't know what he's walking into. This AWP is here to play as Art gets that pick. Now it's the main split. Heroic don't want to walk into that AWP, and with only K-Serato at the back of the bomb site, he has to do everything.
K-Serato, an impossible situation. There's the first. Goes back in for more, but that's too much. Cadian trades onto Vinny. We're back into a 2-on-2. All of these fights, the trades are found right away. And now the bomb looking to get planted. It's a double AWP retake. We so often say this isn't ideal, but when the AWPs are on Henny and Art, maybe there's a chance. These two, unheard of in how they play these weapons. Especially when you look at Art. Sneaking in through the hut, Henny splitting through this door, and they make first contact. But it's not this little bit of alien life that they need to be worried about. It's Cadian floating around out in main, just drawing the attention in. Borup nails that shot, and it's Henny into the 1v1, but the time is just so low. He needs this kill, and he needs it now, and Borup won't give it up. Heroic, they're onto map point.
Wow.
Somehow, some way, they just might long this out to a third. FURIA now need 2 in a row to cement another overtime. That doesn't guarantee a map win. That doesn't guarantee anything. In fact, a second overtime would just pose even more questions.
Yeah, now the stress is coming through. Vertigo is looking like a likelihood. 2 chances for Heroic. They haven't had a chance on map point in this one. FURIA had so many opportunities. Now they're regretting everything. But they got to move forward. Art is doing exactly that. AWP outside, fighting round the smoke, trying to escape. Oh, the nades, they even tag him to 50. Makes it very clear where he's gotten up to. Spamming through door smokes as Heroic cross behind these yard utility. Only one player committing down. That's going to force Vinny to rotate off of the ramp. And Art's come down on the vent with the AWP as well. Waiting behind Red are the rest of Heroic. It's all a bit of a ruse again. That A top hit that worked last time around, they're looking to do once more, but they might try and wrap even deeper behind enemy lines, get control of that heaven position. The hell smoke, the main smoke, they're both down. Henny's trying to get out into a safe position, but he's traded after just one. At least he takes a kill and gets the info with that. Heroic is splitting A. Lobby has been cleared, but not for long. As Stown trades 1-for-1, Vinny comes up through his own smoke to catch Nico, trying to hold on to a heaven wrap. Vinny's doing it alone. Cadian fires back. He can't get the kill. The drop shot for Cadian, but he's running into an AWP on ramp, and Art keeps this game going for one more round at least.
And so now we're at that point again, only with the roles reversed. This time it's FURIA having to build back into this game. This has been such a pendulum in terms of the momentum. And Heroic are just trying to hold their color, man. They're just trying to keep this going. They made the comeback get this far. They don't want another overtime. They want that third map. They want to snatch that victory here and now. Double AWP's back in, man. Henny and Art with them, and Art, look at this. He's going back to it outside with this AWP. Decides against the aggression. Cadian is there. On the other side, Art's going to try and get himself into secret. Now, while this is happening, Heroic are poised for the ramp push, but Vinny, through the smoke, has dealt them a rough hand. Now Henny emerges with his AWP, doesn't catch that crossing player. And so ramp conceded for the time being. Vinny holding from the bottom, going to try and re-aggress. This could give that opening into B, but Vinny's not missing. Doubles down, lots of damage onto Nico as well. And Cadian having to try and lead this team from a completely different front.
Yeah, he's been holding red with the AWP, and while he's been given a lot of room, Henny has been consistently running this back CT position with the AWP. Cadian should be aware of it due to how much room he has been given. The other AWP, that's down B. Art dropping vent in many of these rounds, holding onto the site alone. Henny has no idea how close Cadian's got, but he turns on a dime and hits a shot 4-on-2 to bring us to yet another overtime. That might just force a B play for Heroic. They've got no real estate. They got nothing but ramp, and Art already knows, looking to paint the wall with blood. He finds her first, and Tessus now with a bomb at his feet. Surely no chance in this clutch. Are we running it back yet again?
Certainly feels like it, right, Tessus? This is impossible. This is an impossible round that the FURIA have served up to him. Look at this, right? You've got bodyguards on either side of ramp, and they move in, they silence him, and we're going to another overtime. This is unreal. FURIA grinding back into it again. Heroic still seeking that victory on this second map. Their map pick, by the way. They had to grind back into it, as you say, Hugo. It took them, what, 6 rounds in a row to get this game to overtime in the first place. Then they go 2-for-1 in that first OT. But the CT side of FURIA still strong. That was never the worry, right? That was never the weak point. It was the T side that let them down. Well, now they get that CT side berth again. Art's getting aggressive. He's going back to his roots. Missed shot. However, no response yet. It's through the smoke from a blinded Stown to put Heroic in the 5-on-4. The rotation's already coming in towards B. 3 strong, in fact.
Yeah, this was so good in regulation. Every time Heroic tried to cross down lower, FURIA would have more than enough players in the secret position. It actually forced Heroic to just stop taking this B control. They would get a pick, they would line up one in B with fake utility, and they double back out through main. This time, that's not the case. Bomb spotted on a jump. Vinny escapes. The nade on the door has given a lot of open vision for FURIA on this B bomb site, and Yuri still waits behind enemy lines. Tessus walking in. There's the bomb drop. There's no one here to trade. Heroic stranded as they try and catch Yuri. They will. 4-on-2. Vinny throws himself into the fire and finds another bomb. Lines up with his teammate, and Cadian will be able to get that trade, leaving just K-Serato in a 1-on-1. Cadian down in B. Self-nade with the AWP. He can go for the quick plant. He knows he has a window, but it's a fake tap. K-Serato wraps the other side.
Look at this, Cadian swapping sides. But he is always fighting for the Danes. Set up now, doesn't know where K-Serato is, was hoping that tap might bait the peak, and now K-Serato knows it is this B play. Back down he goes. Cadian scoped up on the angle. Ooh, is Cadian going to once again snatch that first overtime round? This time, no. It ends up in favor of the FURIA boys. Defuse comes in. K-Serato, he is someone who's so patient, right? He is the guy, we're in these 1v1s. He will get in your head, and even the likes of Cadian, right? Even the kind of big brain that Cadian is, he's not able to figure this man out.
Okay, all right, 1 on the board. 1 out of 4 for FURIA to close this series here and now. As said, Vertigo being the final map if we need it, and Heroic certainly beg for the opportunity to show us what they've got on that skyscraper. Right now, they're scraping for rounds, and Scrappy at that. Another buy. Never a problem with 16k MR3. Always got those orbs, always got what you need, and we got 2 of them for FURIA as well. Down the vents. It's become his standard route out of spawn. Almost every one of these CT-sided rounds from regulation onwards, he comes up from secret, but with these smokes down for Heroic, it's again a bit of a fake. Vinny, last time on ramp, he found a pick through the smoke and even doubled down with more damage to find. Will he be able to put up a hold like that yet again? As FURIA don't know numbers. It's a nice nade. Vinny with the spot. Kaden getting boosted for this lower angle. Catching Vinny on a jiggle is his hope, but Vinny's not giving away anything. He drops safely to B, playing things in the bomb site down below with Art, who does have that AWP still. Heroic, they can double back and take this A site through lobby, especially with the position gained by NUKE, but Henny is still holding on. He's got players on either side to watch for. Flick won't hit. Kaden can post, but Henny is pulling them apart. He can smoke that Molotov and just stay alive, just be a nuisance in his own spawn. Another molly. Art's come up with a kill from the ramp room, flanking Heroic in lobby. And he's going to hunt down even more. 4 on 2. Heroic getting picked apart in this round.
Yeah, you cut one of the heads off of this Orb Beast, right? And another one is there, ready to pounce. Holding, there's the swing, but a big kill from Borup. Nico opening up A. Now learns that Yuri's there as well. Where does Borup want to end this round? Both players for FURIA were just in this A site, but now Vinny's dropped down the vents to try and make something happen at B. Borup has got a temporary 1v1, and he's won it out. So now that bomb going down, and Vinny's got to begin this rotation, back up the vents. He gets there fast, in with the swing, but Borup sprays him out of the round and takes it with 4. 19 for Heroic. And it is these individuals, when the clutches have been asked early on, FURIA were looking so good in them. And it just feels like for Heroic, they're believing now, right? They want this victory.
Borup has been incredible, man, from anchoring the back of the A bomb site in the same position he is right there in so many of these CT rounds, stopping plants with seconds remaining to right there and then pulling out a massive clutch for Heroic, keeping things even.
There's 3 clutches on all of FURIA. There's 3 clutches on Borup alone, man, after that round.
Only guy who's been able to do it for Heroic. Someone to rely on. There's not a lot in this game to rely on. But madness, 19-0, last round of this half. Smokes again for Heroic. They've been using them as fakes more and more. And Art has confirmed that fact in so many of these situations. And he flashing outside, it's again the fake play. Heroic throwing the smokes. Art can confirm they're not B, but again, you know, you can wrap these smokes. You can get into mini, as Heroic have often tried. Henny has no info, unfortunately. He has to double back to the edge of garage. It's again crunching on ramp. Where is Vinny when you need him? Considering an A play, considering that main wrap that has been so consistent. Nico is waiting behind it. Henny with the smokes fading is confirmed there's nothing. Art knows B is clear. Vinny has come back. It's good information gathering from FURIA. It could cost with Nico lurking behind main, but Vinny, how much can he put up?
Yeah, they might be glad that Vinny gets mollied off there, right? It at least allows him to dodge those 4 players moving into the ramp room, because now they enter Art's territory. Back of the site with this orb. This is where he's done some real artwork, and they're making him spin up again. Mollied out, finally going to deal with him, but he's put FURIA in such a good spot to round out this CT half. K-Serato falling short, but there's Yuri with the trade. And now we look at Cadian again. However, he's not ready for Vinny. He's not ready for this. There it is. 20 on the board for FURIA. 2-1 for them on their CT side this time around. And of course, 22, that magic number that we're looking for. Still, both these teams, man, it feels like they're neck and neck. The scoreline might be leaning in favor of FURIA, but we know what these T sides have been like. We know they've struggled. Last OT, they were able to get 1. And if they do that again, all that would seal is a third overtime on this second map.
Hey, I got nowhere else to be. Let's run it back. But yeah, I mean, FURIA, keep in mind, if you weren't here for regulation, it was a 59 scoreline in their favor. Their T-sided rounds, they bought every single one. They didn't eco a single round, as pretty much every time charged out A, Art going for quick picks, supported by K-Serato. It was the anchor, it was the Borup and Stound combo on this A side that was so often shutting things down in favor of Heroic, getting them to OT, getting them believing. FURIA, they showed a very different pace in their T side of overtime once they got that AWP out.
Vinny's got a P90.
Okay.
We were always wondering, right, where FURIA going to buy them up? What's Vinny got planned for us? P90 rush into ramp. Welcome to the BR treatment, and it gets put to bed right away. The rifles outdo it. This is no place for a P90, not now. 3 on 5 immediately. Heroic looking to go blow for blow, looking to tie this up. Art bypasses the man in vent, but Stound is somehow aware.
He had no idea.
This is madness. This is absolute madness. There is no cure for it. Numbers have dwindled for FURIA, and there's barely a scratch on Heroic in this round.
Spam like that from Stound just shows how familiar they are with what Art's been doing all T-side long in this map, just playing behind that vent, boosting up, finding hot picks, charging into A. Stound doesn't even see him, but he sprays, he spams, and he finds that kill, keeping Heroic in a nearly unlosable situation. And I love how they peel back. They give the room to FURIA. They go, you want outside, you can take it, but you're not getting a plant, you're not getting a bomb site, you're not getting an untraded frag from an AWPer left straggling. Stound has picked up that AWP, now being low. Cadian often offering it up when his teammates get tagged. Bit of a team player, but ooh, spotted getting down the vent. Henny now knows, but that's little information for FURIA to work with. This A site is still padded hard, and Borup has a lovely off angle that has net him strong A holds in the past. Looking up is Henny. It's the bomb dropped. 20 seconds left. This is unwinnable. Yuri can't even get back to that bomb, let alone plant it with 3 players in A. It's a save that you don't want to have to call, but what else can you really do? Heroic up to 20. Winner for 22. 21 each, and we go again.
Yeah, there's no worse way, right, for that to begin. They try to make that fast ramp play happen. They lose 2 right away through this smoke. Tessa's spamming it, then Art dies at the door. And they're forced into a save in overtime. That's not a call you ever would have made on purpose, right? That is purely at the hands of Heroic.
They're reading the game so well, especially on these CT sides. Like the fact that FURIA go for so many A hits, they neglect ramp or regulation side long, and now they finally go for it in double OT. Heroic have 2 players there. Perfect plays out of the gate, out of the spawn. Right down to B is Cadian playing from the ramp side. It's not quite the vent drop that Art went for, very riskily so. Instead, it's Henny on the open this time around. Cadian not rushing, he's checking for the vent drop. There's util out A. It could have been found, it could have been happened, but not today. FURIA fighting the yard, pushing deep. NUKE playing behind the generators. This is a great spot. Surely Art won't be ready for it.
No, he's checking CT. Not even aware, but it's actually Stound to jump the gun and get that one locked in. Now they spot the man on bed. Suddenly they realize, oh, there's 3 here. And so we need a bit of a hero. Vinny, well, tap out NUKE. There's still even more where that came from, though. Tessa's down beneath Hell, and then up above it is Borup. This little double setup needs to get dismantled by FURIA. And everywhere you look, Heroic are reclaiming these kills. We're into a 3-on-3. This A site now looks a little bit tasty, a little too good to be true. And Cadian has just missed the timing up through Secret. So for the time being, FURIA, they've got a bomb plant. Henny needs to get into the site and get this bomb down.
Yeah, Cadian got mollied. That's why he couldn't do anything to help his team out. Tessa's getting flashed in. A hero play with a one-way smoke down. Vinny covers. The guns come tumbling. The plant can happen. Borup can't stop it with this smoke. If anything, now works to the favor of Henny. Vinny doesn't need to cover. There's no swing. They're waiting on Cadian in main, setting up utility. Very loud, very proud, but can he hit the shots to keep this one going? It's a no. Vinny with the tap, and it's an ace for Vinny to find FURIA. Match point yet again.
Wee, Vinny! My man, look at him. Look at this.
Looking good.
Unreal, absolutely unreal.
Last shot.
You think about how quiet he was on Mirage. Well, what a recovery story it's been for Vinny and his power glove, man. He's lighting them up, he's slapping them around in that one there.
Yeah.
Heroic, they're looking for a triple overtime now. Triple overtime. This has been so back and forth. First OT, favor of Heroic. Second OT now, favor of FURIA. And you're asking Heroic again, you know, they've dug deep once. They've dug as far as they can into their hearts and minds to get this game in their favor. Well, now they've got to do it all over again. Cadian watching outside, but only passively. And that's going to allow FURIA to get down secret if they would like.
Yeah, they do. The smokes are down. NUKE heard Vinny run away from the close main position. The spray from NUKE is great. Catching Art on a way down, often dead first, but not in the way he would have liked. He was taking no risks, and he's still dead. The heavy wrap rotate down the vent. NUKE with a double before he's eventually traded, and it looks like we might be going yet again. Vinny, not an AWPer, but has no choice. 7 health, picking it up. Tesses anchoring B, hiding at the back of the site. They have to clear that out before they can plant, and he will not allow it. Tap to Vinny, and this is it. K-Serato in the clutch for the series.
Yeah, Nade tickles him down a little bit lower. K-Serato out through the door. Cadian at ramp, and now the swing out from behind the boxes, but K-Serato quick on the trigger, has dealt with the AWP of Cadian. While this has happened, Tesses still trapped behind the boxes, waiting for Borup to wrap in through the vent. K-Serato sees an opportunity. He senses it. He tries to get through. Spam from the site, and Borup is there. We're going to a third overtime. Heroic and FURIA, the gift that keeps on giving, and it's going to be settled in just a moment.
Left in my head, my mind's not mine and it won't forget. But you bring me back from my darkness black, as the soul in me and the heart I have for you. It bleeds for you, it beats again. Oh, you bring me to life. 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 Bring me to life.
ultimate sprint to the finish line. And right now, there is absolutely no clear victor in sight. We're 3 overtimes deep. We've had half of these opening duels taken by Art on one side to mixed results, and then you've had Cadian coming alive on the other. We've got heroes of all shapes and sizes either side of the server, but right now, both these teams are just trying to dodge elimination. It's the second map, 1-0 up for FURIA in the series. And Heroic are giving it all they've got.
This would be heartbreaking if Heroic fall here after so much of a comeback in regulation. They even had the chance to close this map in the first OT as well. It was FURIA's chance in the second, falling just that little bit too short. 21 all, 42 rounds deep, and we go again. OT3, Orbs are out, Henny on the T side. It's usually been Art out of the gate with a T-side AWP, so interested to see where Henny's going to be taking this. Posted back up on the silo, as is tradition for this man. Down outside, very aggressive. They're not ready for it. This change of pace, the setup for Heroic. They've never been the ones initiating the fights on the CT side, and finally, they net an advantage, an untraded one at that.
Oh well, just as you think it's untraded, there it is. From Keserato through the smoke.
Okay.
However, Cadian getting stuck in with his big green gun outside. FURIA trying to creep forward, and it only makes matters worse. Everyone is gone out in the yard, and playtime's over. Heroic 22-21. They take the first in overtime, number 3.
Yeah, these guys have looked focused all day long like robots right now. FURIA, we saw those face cams. Vinny with his head in his hands. He's worked so hard to pull this performance back. Him and Yuri. I gotta say, Yuri's gone very quiet as well. He has almost 40 kills. Not that you can really rap on him too much, but man, he had 37 in OT1. We're now in OT3s on 38. So, gone a bit quiet, gone a bit cold, but time to heat up as FURIA needs something on this T side. Back to those A plays, perhaps. Vinny looks at the hut longingly. Cadian crossing, they should have seen him. Keserato throwing a lot of flashes to no success. Henny with a pick. That looked perfect for Cadian, but he gets stolen away, swiped back by Stown at the back of the site, and there's 3 here for Heroic. That'll be enough of a deterrent to keep FURIA out.
Tessez over here at ramp, auto sniper. The Doom Hammer is out, and it's looking to puncture the ranks of FURIA. Now, they dodged that auto for now. Everyone's laughing till Tessez pulls out the Scar. Nico, they're coming your way, but through the smoke, and it's Vinny. Like a lamb to the slaughter, offered up to Nico with no chance at a trade. This was looking doable, but now down to this 2v4. Yuri, he was the man who throughout regulation made these rounds look doable, but as you've said, a little quieter here in overtime. If there ever was a bit of a timing for a resurgence, Yuri, it's certainly now. The whole team looking onward.
Tess has traded out the auto as well. He's gone back to a rifle. Heroic look like they want to crunch this site together, running through the doors all at the same time. There's a tap. Henny trying to force a fight. Down runs, and Henny fires back. There's the crunch, but it doesn't work wonders. It's a 2-for-1. Henny with a chance to escape if he wants. 18 on the clock. He's going to tap it again, but no one is giving up a battle. No one is giving up a pick, and Henny won't stick. Borup with the peak, and it's Heroic 2 in a row, looking for a clean sweep on the CT overtime. Oh, baby. It might be there. It might be within reach. And then to think, not only 29 rounds on the first map, not only 40 plus on the second, but Vertigo as well. What a treat.
Yeah, to think there's still a potential third, right? And at which point you're going to be exhausted heading into that third map, especially if you end up being FURIA. If you get to that point with how this game is gone, I don't know how they're going to get back into it. That's making assumptions. And when you make assumptions, Hugo, you make an arse out of you and me.
Wouldn't want to do that now. Oh my, what a spot for Testis with the auto. He is tucked, he is committed at ramp. If anyone comes through, he can't really dodge a flash, he can't really do anything but hold that left click, mash it, and hope for the best. And right now, FURIA are looking interested indeed. Here's the push, no flash, Testis with the spam. It goes Dak, but he only takes one. Up with a crucial trade to get them right down into that B bomb site. Will it be a quick plant for FURIA? They've not really netted many post plants. NUKE smoke out the door to fake it out. He goes back in. Stown can swing. Once again, Vinny, he's sticking it. Will Stown try and go in? No. It's going to have to be the retake for Heroic, 4-on-4.
Even odds and a chance for FURIA to get one. This has kind of been what they've been good at on these T-sides. This is actually what they've needed to keep the game going. Henny with the opener. Man disadvantage now for Heroic. They need a hero. They need someone to step up. And with Cadian fighting alongside a brother-in-arms, they smoke off Art, who looks to go through this smoke, trying to help his teammate out, but blindsided by Borup, and suddenly it's down to these two players. Oh, up in the window! And Henny, along with Art, managed to take that one round right at the end. From losing players left and right, it's the two AWPers, the IGL and AWP of Henny, left and right to put that round up there. So 2 for 1 at the end of the first half. Still in favor of Heroic. Still leaning their way.
Styling on him right now. Jumping up, taking every fight he can. Time was low. FURIA caught by the ramp play. Late lurk from Borup, but it's not enough. It's Art and Henny keeping this one going. One round behind as we switch sides. Double AWP. Once again for the aforementioned players. Cadian back in the lobby with his. Heroic going to run these smokes and commit for a change. Every time they committed in regulation, it was triple rotates down the vent, heavy B plays, heavy secret plays from FURIA. This time it's just Art. He stalls it with a Molotov. He calls for Vinny support. Henny fills the gap on ramp, but it's all a fake, it's all a ruse, it's all that A-take, and Testis has the entry. They're looking for map point. Henny here, not able to stop it, mollied off his teammates, falling like flies, and NUKE behind does get caught. Vinny can't get up the vent without perishing, and it's Henny on his lonesome, likely looking to save.
The fake down to B. Everyone on FURIA caught out of position on that A bomb site, right? The first domino falls and the rest go down shortly thereafter. There were players retreating back in, trying to get behind the silos that just couldn't get there in time. Masterful calling from Cadian to make that round happen. Henny just trying to get out of it with the AWP, and yeah, he's making it look pretty, but pretty doesn't matter at this point. It's an ugly game, it's an ugly world, and so Henny just wants to get out alive, but Tess says a pixel of a gap is all this man needs.
And this is it. Heroic, they had map point on the first overtime as well. They couldn't do it. FURIA brought us to another and another. And here we are. FURIA have had more than enough opportunities to close this entire best-of-3 series out and take it in 2. But Heroic now gunning for Vertigo, gunning for home ground. We know FURIA like it as well. It's set to be an incredible affair, but Heroic, can they get us there? 2 chances to find 1 round.
Ooh, over here in main. But at this point, it's a bit of a mystery as to where Heroic are going to try and end up. FURIA now up against it. The flash is good. Art bails his teammate out, but he needs a bit more. Where that came from through the smoke. They go down the vent. Art's in chase. He's right behind them, but it's Cadian landing the no-scope. Deals with that pesky AWPer in the back line. And now looking for the other, because that's the thing. When you find one of these AWPs, there's often another floating around nearby. And now they lose Yuri up in the A site. They spot this AWP of Henny, and he's trying to fight back in for the round. But he doesn't want to fall prey to NUKE. He doesn't want to leave Vinny in the 1v2, so he holds off. He bides his time. That smoke down in the vent forces a long rotation out of Vinny. This is wasting precious seconds. This is taking time off of the clock for FURIA. This is it now for the Brazilians. It's all or nothing for this map. Heroic bomb down in the 2v2, and Cadian primed, ready and waiting for this main peak. It's Henny up through heaven. He just turns away, and now it is only Cadian left standing. A missed shot. They're getting closer. Cadian's running away, but they're on this bomb. Vinny's sticking it. Cadian's got to do the impossible. Oh, he's done it! Heroic, look in the victory, and look at how much it means to him. Cadian with the 1v2, and this man don't miss. Heroic keep on fighting, and man